Okay, folks, good evening. For those of you not at the pub, celebrating St. Patrick's Day, here I am. So, we just finished our Hungarian project and getting ready to kind of plan for what we're doing next. And we're going to do a little hunt and find here because I'm going to have to dig through some figures to find out exactly what we're going to do next. Well, I know what we're going to do next. So, what we're going to work on is refurbishing one of my armies to 3.0 status. And they're actually an army that fight the Hungarians. Pull that out of the book. And the one we're talking about is Book 4, 13C. Medieval German. I built this army as a 2.2 army, so I don't have all of the versions. It changed a little bit, but it consists of a 6-knight general. Okay, it consists of 2 6-knights. It consists of 1 cav that is crossbow. It is a 1 by cav that's petronels. That's early firearms. Or a 4 CB. It's 2 pikemen, 2 solid crossbowmen or war wagons. Remember those guys? Okay, and then 1 city militia crossbowman with pavasiers. So this is Pavis City CB. Or 7 horde. A Saloy, that's an archers, and a Saloy or artillery. All right, so I have most of these elements. See if I can get in here and not get this focus out of thing. So we've got a knight general. That's not an issue. We have 2 deep knights. Well, I have a crossbow cavalry already. I have 2 pikemen. I have the Saloy and I have the artillery piece. Now, I have 2 crossbowmen that I own already for this army, okay? When I built them, I did not want to give these guys the war wagon. So it's an option to possibly do these if I have the war wagons for them. I believe I do. I am not super interested in doing that because these guys fought the Hussites, and this is kind of like after the period they took on the war wagons as well. So I'm not so worried about that particular item. What I don't have is if I do this for 2 crossbowmen here, 2 solid crossbowmen, I don't have 1 here. Now I do have a horde that I can use as a kind of one that I think that's in the French army, but it's just kind of a standard horde I could use, so that's not an issue. What I'm looking for is these guys here. So a 4 crossbowman stand that's a city crossbowman, and then these petronels as well. I've got figures for both of these items as well. Oh, look, there's another 4 crossbowmen here. Yeah. So I guess if the 2 crossbowmen I already have, I could use one of them here and the other one here, and then I would just have to build 2 war wagons. Let's pull some of this stuff out. We're going to refurbish this army. I've played this army quite a bit, maybe 50 times. It's one of my favorite armies because of how it looks. I don't mind the deep knights that much, honestly. I don't like deep knights against crossbowmen. But this army has an artillery piece, so that'll pretty much neuters any shooters like that. So, let's pull some stuff up, and maybe you guys are going to see a pile of figures that maybe will interest you. These are if you watch my unboxing of those Romans, this is that Roman army that I picked up from Rudy Nelson at one of the shows. What he would do is he would buy separate army packs from Old Glory, and he would come up with his own army packs with that. So, you know, like this one in particular was what, 29 bucks. So this is all options of a Imperial Roman 256 army. I've had this probably 11 years. I may get to these guys at one point, but let's just set them off to the side. We're not interested in that. I'm looking for my pile of medieval figures and my late medieval figures. And I do mean a pile of them. So we're going to go through and see if we can identify some of these guys that might be useful for some of these elements. And the first one that comes on, this is actually the Hungarian pile here. We've got some crossbowmen here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's kind of a strange number to have. I'm going to pull them off to the side. These are all candidates, and we may pull them off later. I know that I've got crossbowmen here with pavises, so we're going to see if we can find those guys here. Now I'm going to go through the Hungarian stuff we didn't use first. This is not a very big list, so this shouldn't take long. And interesting. One of the other things I could also do is turn, so my 2.2 list, I put it away already. My 2.2 list had a couple of spearmen. So my medieval Germans actually have a couple of spearmen. I can't use them in this army. I would have to use them in, let's see if we can get this to focus on there. Maybe. In this army. So I could turn some of these elements into a late version of this army, because basically like it would be at the cusp of this period. But in doing that, I'd have to build some knights that are just regular ones. But here, see, if you look down here, here's this militia spearman. That's my 2 stands of spearmen, 2 of those guys. Okay, and in doing so, I would have to have 2 mercenaries that have 2-handed swords or halberds. Well, that's this pack right here. This is perfect. So this is 8 figures. This is 2 stands of blade. Okay, I'm going to keep these guys on the table because I may decide to back and do the B list as well, or a late B list, as I like to call it. So, all right. So let's continue on. What else do we have here in the? I just wanted to point that out. And this is almost, I was going to say, this is almost like a live video. This is a live video. So you guys are discovering things just as I am, and you might get to see something cool here. Let me just kind of go through this quickly. Here they are. Here is the crossbowman with pavises. These guys are actually minifigs figures. And I know the resolution isn't going to be the best because YouTube has decided that I'm only worthy of 720p on live videos. I'm not even sure if that comes out okay. Where's the focus point? I don't know. Anyways, that's these guys. So we'll put them up here. We're going to only need 4 of them. Okay. See what else we come across. Well, sitting here, we're looking for the Petronels, and we're looking for the war wagons if I have them. Just for yucks. I probably will not build them. I do have war wagons, but for instance, these are RXE11. These are going to be for the Poles. I got some later Poles war wagons. So. Is this one of them? No, this is extras. But we're not going to use that style war wagon. Use a different one. Okay, that's everything that's in this particular pile. It's not the war wagons I have in mind. These are not the war wagons you're looking for. Okay. All right. Now, let's go grab that huge pile I was talking about. Let's move these guys off to the side. So So we did the battles with the Hungarians the other day. If you haven't seen them yet, then I'm not going to spoil the fun for you. But we still have some battles left to do with them. But I specifically avoided the ones that, like the battle with this army. Once I convert this to 3.0, this is another battle we can do. We skipped that one because of this very purpose. So this is, are these late medievals? They are. Don't I have a little box I can put these guys in? All right, let's just move them off the board. I'm afraid of when I lay all this stuff out here, pack up and take these things with me as well. How about this? Nothing gets touched on that side of the barrier. There you go. Because I got a lot of stuff in here. All right, what do we got here? We got some so here's some other crossbowmen with pavises. These are from museum. But these have kind of a kettle. They have a different helm, like an earlier helm. So these are one that would probably be likely to use for, say, medieval French. This is all kinds of stuff that I have picked up. We got Welsh spearmen from museum. Got enough figures to do a Welsh army. Bowmen. More of those guys. A lot of this stuff I picked up at flea markets, like stuff that nobody wants anymore. And this is exactly when this comes in handy, because you never know when you're going to need this stuff. Yeah, these, if I do a medieval French, these are the medieval. I got to show you guys this. This is a really cool figure by museum, and it's actually in one of the War Games research book armies. Okay, these are, I believe these are considered, I think in the book they're fast pike. I could be wrong, but these are specific. Where's the focal point on this thing? I don't know. I'm having trouble with this thing focusing somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. No. Oh, well. I'm sorry. This is a really cool figure. So, I don't know how I got 3. Because I said they were fast pike. I think that's what they are in the list now. But this is the 100 Years' War French list. That's I'll eventually get to painting that army. Those guys will be pretty. It's just an army that a lot of people have. So my incentive in building an army that you see all the time is pretty low. I'd rather build something that you don't see a whole bunch of them. Dismounted knights, more knights, more crossbowmen. Yeah, see these, I picked these up at a flea market. They were already primered in gray. Old school figures. You won't see any Legio Heroica or stuff like that here. Not because I don't like those figures, but people don't want to sell those. People want to paint them. They want to sell these figures that are, been around for a long time. Okay, so they're not here. Those guys are not here. So there's another bag of these guys. Actually, this is the small bag. I always like, I don't turn down figures that are gotten at a severe discount, because you never know when you're going to need them. Okay. And just to kind of give you an idea of what we're dealing with, here is the bag over here. So, anyhow. You got excited. You got to see my feet. Well, my feet are clean, unlike Mitch's. Oh, I didn't say that. Anyhow, let's see. Let's continue. Oh, man. This is just a smorgasbord of all kinds of stuff. I don't think they're in here. No, these are all my Spanish, feudal Spanish. Okay. Next one. These are, if you watched one of my videos, you saw that I put the Anglo-Norman army together. Okay. Before we were deciding to do the Hungarians, I put these guys on video. back in October. For those of you paying attention, so the rest of these guys are a bunch of Normans. Okay. And Norman-ish time period things like that. There's another early Burgundian army by Rudy. They're not in there. I know they're loose. They're from, here we go. They're probably in this pile. Because they're roundway figures. So apparently the roundway guy has kind of gone AWOL. He was already kind of difficult to do business with. He's got some health issues. And now I've heard some people have tried to order stuff from him and he's not responding calls. So that's a shame because the roundway stuff is really nice. Okay, here's the Italian Condata stuff. Okay, yeah, we got Italian Condata stuff to do. Mounted crossbowman, that's not them, that's not them. I'm sure they're in this one. These aren't totally random. They're sorted, like you're not going to find any Romans in here. There is one bag that has all kinds of like random things, but this isn't it. No. More guys with handguns. Swiss. Oh, come on, get on over there. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have that much stuff compared to some of you guys, and you know who you are. And, you know, it's not a competition. I got plenty here. It's just France mounted archer. That's not it. I believe they're in a little baggie. I don't think I took the tag off of them. I could be wrong, but it's just 4 guys and I need 3. So more pikemen. What's this? Artillery pieces. What is this? Oh, this is like the other Burgundian guns and stuff that I have. Oh, yeah. Here's that little spindle-looking artillery piece. We better not put that in here because it's like at the bottom of this pile. I'm afraid it's going to get crushed. Let's move that off to the side. The Burgundians, one of the Burgundians, I believe it's the early ones, can have 2 artillery pieces. I could be wrong. It may be the later one, but I didn't build it. But I do have it to do. No. No, these are Merloton Italian Condata figures. No, these are different crossbowmen. Okay. Oh, that came up empty-handed on that one, too. You know, now that I think about it, I may actually have a bag in here that just has German stuff. And that might be what it is. I might have gotten too smart for my own good. Oh well. 4 people are entertained anyways. Maybe you just like hearing this sound. I'll be honest with you, I watch people doing unboxings and it's kind of relaxing hearing the sounds of packaging and stuff like that. Hey, whatever suits the giant, right? Yeah, now that I think about it, I think there might be a pile of Germans. And that's probably why I threw them in there. All right, let's put these guys away. Next. All right, what's in here? This is the Arab bag. Let there be Arabs and a bunch of Seljuk Turks and stuff. I picked these guys up for like $1 a bag. So, you know, of these bags of what? I think it's like 4 cavalry from a museum. They were discontinued. I'm not going to find Arabs there. What do we got in here? This is the one that has all kinds of stuff in it. But none of them, no medievals. I don't think so. They're not in there. Leftovers from other armies I've done. What's in here? Is this Mongols? This is the Mongol thing. I keep teasing Mitch that I'm going to start doing a Mongol army. But the problem with that is I'm going to hate how they play in DBA so much that I'm going to want to create special rules for them. And I don't want to go down that slippery slope. That's not going to lead anywhere good. Look, I don't know what that is, but that sure isn't them. Oh, I see a round way tag. And these are more Mongols. Yeah. This is a Zyston Theban army pack. I think Mitch won this as a tournament. He's like, here you go. Oh, it came with his camp. He's got like a Greek camp. And I'm like, he's like, hey, I'll give you this if you paint the camp for me. Done. I'll get around doing the Theban sometime, maybe. What we got here? Armenians. Leftover Armenians. And leftover because I built a DBA army with the old glory packs back when there were 50 figures in each one. So you're going to have leftovers. What in the hell is here? Oh, these are more Arabs. Yeah. Little Arabs, Turks. Not Ottoman Turks, but just Turks. This is Kite and Lyo. This is a Kite and Lyo, all kinds of stuff. So you can see that I already put them on bases and stuff like, okay, we're going to get ready to work on this army, and then, ooh, shiny, and then stop working on them. I'm going to try to keep that crap from happening. That's kind of a waste of time. Oh, this is Cilician Armenians. The Crusades period Armenians. I hope I find them. Goths. Gauls and stuff from Thistle and Rose. I don't think they're in this. Oh, you want to see something crazy? A Book One army. Assyrians. Look at that. I had two. I sold one of them, or I traded off for one of them. That was the Lydians. You know, why do I have that army? Well, I ended up picking them up when they were selling them by the figure. And this is like conquistadors or something. Well, they're not in this bag. Well, I don't know where in the hell they could be. Maybe they're in my Renaissance. I'll find them here eventually. No, I go to a Historicon. One of these vendors is selling it by the figure, 35 cents a mount and 17 cents a foot. So I basically rated everything he had. This was 2007 or something like that. 2008. And the first year I went was 2006. He was selling. It's 2007. This company called Colonial Connection, I believe is what they were called. And he's like, at the time, the first time I went, I'm like, oh, so you got museum figures in the States? He's like, yeah. And I sell them by the each. I said, cool. What's your website? Oh, I don't do website. Okay, can I call you with a credit card? No, I don't do credit cards. So, like, you don't do credit cards, and I gotta, like, old school mail you a check and stuff, because he, and he didn't do PayPal either. So I'm like, well, that's why he's going out of business. And that was in 2007. So even back then, I mean, I've been able to do PayPal since the beginning, and I'm not a tech savvy person. So, anywho, let's see if I can dig up where these guys may be. This is going to be off camera, so let's, maybe I'll come up empty-handed. We'll have to show this later when I do find them, but they are here somewhere. But I wanted to glue the horses down so that that could start setting itself. Let's see, this is not that. is. What is my Renaissance stuff? I think it's just out. Let's see what we got here. This looks like the place. This is a smaller trough. Let's see what's in here. This is all sorts of Dutch and all kinds of Renaissance figures. Okay, they're not in there. I gotta believe they're in here. All right, French Huguenots and all kinds of stuff. It says Ptolemaic, but it's not Ptolemaic. This is, what is this? English. Yeah, this is like Elizabethan, guys. Yeah. Okay. What is this? Oh, these are the Cossacks. What's this? Japanese. That's another army I need to bring to 3.0 standard. Come on, is this where the frickin' Germans are at? It better be, because I'm like running out of stuff. I see, no, this is Moguls. Where the hell are my Germans? What's in here? Spanish. More Spanish. What's back here on the bottom? Spanish. Well, I'm going to put this stuff away and then start assembling what I do have. I do have these Germans somewhere. I just don't know where the hell they are. I tell you what, they're not where they should be. It's always the stuff you can't find that you need, right? They're probably somewhere they shouldn't be. I don't have a light in my closet, so I would have to use my phone for. These are all German. These are all, because I have a little bag that's not very big. It's maybe the size of this and my Landschneck pipe that are in there and so forth. So that one's missing. All right. But you can't give up, because if you give up, you're never going to find them for sure. Persistence is the key to victory. See these guys here? These are my what are they called? Sicilian Normans. So I picked up lots of figures that would be usable. So some Spanish figures and stuff like that would be useful for that army. So that's a cool army. That's a Saloy Silliness army. You can have 6 Saloy. All right. This goes up here. You look in one more place. Tabby's sitting here on top. It's a small little bag. See, that's all the figures I pretty much have, well, with the exception of the Germans. So when I say I don't have a lot of stuff, well, I do have 20mm figures as well, so that we're not going to count that. I don't have that. I don't have this many 20mm. I know how you gamer pack rats are, where you buy a million things and don't do anything with them. Let's see, I got some other containers here. What do we got? I got some Chinese. I should go rewind watch my unboxing video and find out what the hell they are. It's probably... Not there. That's not them either. Well, I thought this was going to be easier than it is. Joke's on me. I found a bin and I'm going to move up to the front here because it's my Russians. And my Russians are going to be almost certainly the next thing I do after I finish putting these guys together. Who the hell are these guys? No, it's not them. Yeah, so that makes sense to go ahead and bring the Russians up there. I gotta put like 5 units of knights together. This might be interesting to show you guys. You guys might get a kick out of this. Not really related to it. But last Historicon, last time there was a Historicon. Oh, 5, there's more people interested. Guess you just like the... You guys are trying to sober up already from St. Patrick's Day. Or maybe you're already drinking. Okay, so anyhow, this is stuff that I picked up. I thought it was. What is this exactly? Oh, these are my Byzantines. No, I thought this was the bag of the stuff that I picked up from Historicon, but I could be wrong. Oh, I'm glad I found these guys. Okay, here's some later Polish knights. So remember I was talking about in one of the things where I could have a couple of stands of later Poles as allies for my Hungarians. Here they are. These guys are falcons. And they're nice figures. Pull one of them out here. These guys are MIA. Falcons MIA. They're nice figures, but these are not very durable. So it's almost like I need to drill these things out and put lances in there. But these are all these are the same pose, but I can mix them in with... There's another pose of knights here that I have for these guys. They have their lance upright, I believe. Yeah. Upright lance. By Falcon. These guys are MIA. And it just doesn't turn out well. I don't know, if I get too close, it's too close. If I get too far away, it's too far away. Yeah. 720 sucks, folks, but that's the world that we're in. What else is in here? Oh, this isn't the bag I thought it was. I thought this is where those elephants were. I picked up a huge assortment of elephants at the last Historicon I went to. This guy was selling them, and I was just looking through his box. It was a box. Might have actually even been this box, but it was shaped like that. And I'm like, guy's like, hey, give me an offer for the box. I'm like, hey, I'm not really interested in the box. I just want to see what's in there. And the guy's like, $10 you can have it. And I'm like, I'm not leaving that there for $10 because there was like 8 elephants in there. So I don't need them right now, but I may at some point in the future. This is Irish, right? This is from Irish stuff. Leftover Ottoman Turks. They're in this bag. They shouldn't be in here. This is a bag that I was sorting through when I was building my Irish army. We'll move these guys off to the side. I still don't have that many figures. And I don't mean that from the standpoint as I'm going to buy more, because I have no intention to. These are some like Viking type figures. I'm not sure where I picked these up from. What's that? Okay. Okay, now we're seeing arquebusiers or musketeers with Landstedt. Okay, I'm in the right place now. Oh, here you go. Here's an army that Mitch won a couple of years ago at Historicon. This is a 2.2. I can't tell what it is right now. From Essex. Norse Irish. Hey, a ton of solid ox. Yeah, I won't be painting them guys anytime soon. Should paint them and make Mitch play them. Okay, here's some Germans. Here's some Germans. All right, cool. Here's other knights. What's this? Okay. I gotta be careful. I don't want to steal my own thunder here. Looks like I'm in the right place, though. I'll find them eventually. Man, I got a lot of stuff. And that's not even counting the stuff that I got from Jim that donated all the stuff for prizes. We got that in a different place. We got those tucked away. We had a lot of really cool things that were coming. Jim had donated a lot of armies for prizes for our shows. He was going to come across the town. Pandemic hit. I got like a cart to carry all my things in. Like one of those carts that you use like at the beach. It's collapsible. Never even got to use it one time. You know? Oh well. We'll be back at it as soon as we can be back at it. Okay, those musketeers wouldn't just be there just for yucks. They wouldn't have been there just for yucks. So, here's the creepy little Scots and stuff. What's those other German figures in here? Did I just find them? Son of a biscuit, I did. All right. This is what we're interested in. Okay. Then let's take all this other stuff and move it back. Why were they thrown in this bag? That's right. Oh well. Hey, I found them. I hope they're in here. All right, let's see what we got here. Saw some war wagons. That's kind of a giveaway. Let's see what we got. Here's another one. I'm thinking those Petronil guys are here. Maybe they're not in here either. Oh well, we'll just go look for them at another time then. All right, what do we got here? We got Landsknecht Pike guys. Not interested in that right now. Arquebusiers. No, this is the bag they should be in. These are riders. That's a little later than the period. I've got guys from Roundway. I got a pack of them with Petronels. And they've been waiting in the wings diligently. These are all Landsknecht guys. Some museum two-handed swordsmen. This is all probably too late that's in here. Peasant guns. This is Empire stuff. These are all minifigs knights. They're nice castings. No. No, we're going to have to not work on those guys first. How about that? They will turn out. They look similar to the crossbow guys that I have. They just have something different. Let's see what the hell's in here. Okay, here's one of those war wagons from Essex. Of course, they'd be on a 40 by 40 stand. And these pieces kind of go like this, where you can close this thing up and guys can stand behind them and shoot. Okay, I may build a war wagon. Be an opportunity to put some Imperial Eagles hand painted on there. That's always fun to do. And no, I'm not being facetious. I like doing heraldry. I know some people freak out with it and like, man, I don't want to hand paint stuff. And I do. That is one of the things I enjoy doing. So we're going to put this war wagon over here to the side. Now, we got another couple of wagons here. This, I believe, is a Polish wagon from... Let's see what we got in here. This is an Old Glory Polish wagon, I believe. And this guy shouldn't be in here, because this is one of the crossbowmen like that's over here. So, no wonder I have an odd number of them. Yeah, see, these are Polish crews. These are Old Glory guys. So, oh, look, here's another one. Here's another crossbowman. Okay. Yeah, this is Old Glory. Old Glory goodness. So this is another war wagon that we could do. Another option of a war wagon that we can have for the later polls. I tell you what, if I wasn't proficient in using epoxy, I would hate putting some of these things together. Because super glue just does not cut it. It's too brittle. You know, the metal flexes a little bit, and as soon as it flexes, the bind that it has on that super glue, it'll pop. And then, you know, it all falls apart. And then we got some kind of, I believe this is just like a peasant wagon or something like that. Let's see what we got in here. I'm gonna have to look for those guys on my own time. Yeah, I don't really know where the hell this came from. It's like a little wagon here, and we got an ox that's got more flash than... Look at all this flash that's on this thing. On here on the top. Just an old mold that's been loved and made a lot of things out of it, so. Put these guys back together. Let's put this war wagon with the poles. Because later poles, I'm not going to build a later Polish army. It's a little too much mounted for my taste. We're going to put this stuff away and mess with it another day. And there's probably in this bag somewhere. I don't know. We'll leave this stuff out. And this is off camera. That's my workout for today. Lift the now thing. All right, let's see what we're left with. Let's get a fresh one of these. No comments. Okay, you guys don't have to comment. I'm just doing this to entertain you, and really to keep myself on track, keep me from doing something else. So we're gonna just do one of these, and then we're gonna flip this. Okay. And this one, I believe it might be a case that this particular camera is easier to focus. Let's see if that's correct. That's what it is. This camera can focus better. Okay. Let's turn the fan on because I'm dying in here. No, not with the light. Let's put it on like 4. and see what we got here. And we got some reusable pennies. All right, let's see what we're dealing with here. I know I'm going to want at least 4 guys with these Pavises. Okay. Let's take my glasses so I can see. Take them off. All right. 1, 2, 3. Pick guys that don't have a ton of flash on them, if possible. Okay. There's city militiamen with Pavises. So I'm actually looked at some heraldry for some German cities the other day. And I want to say the one I picked was Regensburg. I think it's Regensburg. It's got a pair of keys crossed. White keys on a red background, something like that. So that's what we're going to do. They're all going to have the same shield. I want to say it's Regensburg. Okay, Regensburg. All right, this is soft alloy minifigs. Not strip minifigs, but just minifigs. So let's see if we can clean these guys up. And let's go ahead and get our file down in case something gets stubborn. Okay. And now the thing that's interesting about their crossbow, for whatever reason, minifigs crossbows are cast. Now that we have a camera that could focus, I could show you guys. They are cast. There we go. The problem is it can't see the other, out of the other side. That's what it is. This is considered the front-facing camera? I always thought this was a back-facing camera. This is the camera that's on the same side as the screen that you point at. This is apparently better resolution. But yeah, you guys can see it there. This guy is, see how his crossbow is cast, but it's cast vertically instead of horizontally. So you got to twist these guys. And you got to make sure which way it's twisted. Like it's like this, and then you turn them into a crossbowman. It must be a molding issue. Okay. I'm going to take all this big flash off of them, and then we'll come in and take some of the smaller stuff off. And then we'll glue them on these stands, or temporary stands as we like to use. Anyhow, I will find those, the Petronels this weekend. But, you know, I got to do these guys anyways, so I figured I would give it a shot before. Now, some of these guys actually have, no, these all make sure their faces aren't distorted. We're going to go in there and paint their faces. All right, how many of these we need? 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, let's set these guys off to the side. Okay. This is the guy we cleaned off. It looks like it. Let's twist this thing back. Oh. Make sure you twist in the right way. Hey, that's handy. I got 8 figures and only need 4, so I could be totally incompetent and, well, not totally. I could be fairly incompetent and still have a way out. How comforting. All right. Let's take each one of these figures. We don't want to do this after they're glued on. They're hard to get to all those places. See if I can't cut myself and draw blood on live. It's only happened a couple times, ever. And I'm good. I heal really quick. You cut yourself on the finger, you know what'll happen is it'll end up bleeding for like 2 weeks straight. Won't even hurt. I've been cut on the finger before and haven't even felt it. And the next thing you've lost ounces of blood. You don't even know it. Dealing with a small paper cut here from work. So, getting a lot of those lately from work. Okay, this guy's done. Hazard pay, right? Alright, let's take this little flash down here off. I think minifigs are lovely castings. The problem is that they've been around for a while, which means their molds just get damaged after time. So unless you're getting really old figures, there's a good chance that the figures that you get have a lot of flash on them. We'll go and hit all the helmets last on all the figures. Yeah. Okay, one more. And then that would complete. That's this unit right here that I can use instead of the Horde. And I have these two crossbowmen, so I may put a war wagon together, but that's not going to be our focus right now. Because I can tell you, when they fight the Hungarians, they're not going to have a war wagon on them yet. We give them the artillery piece and just kind of mix it up a little bit. That's like a project in and of itself. Takes on a life of its own, building a war wagon. All right, we're done with this stuff. I was going to buy a little set of files, but I never did. I just don't think I'd have much of a use for them. You know, this stuff is really, really soft, so. No coffee at this hour. Man, that paper cut is in the wrong place. If we can't get some of this stuff off here. And if I got files, it'd have to be really, really small. It's hard to buy things sight unseen like that. You know, you think you're going to get A and you end up getting B. Okay, I think that one's good to go. All right, that's one. This is one of my least favorite parts of the aspect of the hobby, is cleaning the flash. I think it should be the responsibility of the manufacturer to give you figures without flash. But hey, I bought these figures used, and I'm actually not sure where I got these guys with Pavisas. These might be some of Marty's guys that he gave me. And they don't fight any different than other crossbowmen that don't even have these shields. But I try to go with the look of the description that's given to me in the book when I can. So it's 2. I want to be as faithful to what the author's description is that I can. Seven people, that's more than you guys are sobering up watching this. That's what it is. You guys did all your St. Patrick's Day drinking, and I'm sad to say I didn't have anything alcoholic today. Oh well. It's difficult when it lands in the middle of the week and you got to go to work the next day, so. The problem with the file is that you got to like run through where it's going, and as if you're doing this in an area that you don't have a lot of space on the other side of whatever it is that you're trying to file down. It's really not going to work any better than just using an X-Acto knife. So okay, we got those 4 guys to go. So let's go ahead and use super glue. I got a couple different ones. I got a thicker one, Ultra Gel Control. Is this the thicker one? It's like the thinner one. Sound like the thinner one. Yeah, where's the thicker one? Oh no, it's the liquid. Ultra Liquid Control is the thin one. All right, this is the one we want to use. You guys all remember to wear your green today? I was the only one of 2 other people in the office wearing green. Like, I got that stuff beat into me when I was a kid in school. They'd come after you with a vengeance if you didn't wear green on St. Patrick's Day. It's like I'm indoctrinated with that. Okay, so these are the crossbowmen with the pavises. We can't find the petronels. Let's look at this. Let's look at this war wagon. That's going to involve getting the epoxy out. It's a bit too late to be starting that. So, but let's see what we do in here. Let's see if it has the date on there. Essex 97. Because these molds are only from 1997. That's pretty recent as far as I'm concerned. And here's the post that goes on that. So this would sit like so. And then you would have these other little bolsters that it can be open or closed. On one side. And then you got these little guys like crossbowmen that could stand on the opposite side. Boy, there really isn't a lot of space on here, is there? Okay, we're not going to mess with that right now. Well, I wanted to put the Petronel guys up, but they're not turning up, so I guess we'll work on these guys first. This will be the first thing I will work on in the medieval German army, and we will base them black next opportunity I have. I don't want to do it now and then accidentally get the super glue on it. Well, you know what? I don't think it's an issue. I'm not going to go all the way down to the bottom. Let's go ahead and base these guys black. So we'll have that done next time we can hit the ground running. Because it's almost 10:30 on my end. So, how long have we been on? An hour. Wow. Okay. Oh, you guys helped me find these figures. Actually, I didn't find any of the figures I was looking for, now that you mention it. I found the War Wagon, but I didn't find the Petronel guys. They're here somewhere. They're here somewhere. Okay, let's, we need to get this. And we need to get my primer. Surface Primer Black. From Vallejo. Somebody scared me straight with the stuff, saying, you gotta make sure you mix that up really good. So, ever since then, I make sure it's mixed up really good. Make sure there's no static grass on there. 1, 2. Okay. They actually make this in lots of colors. They make it in light gray, they make it in white. They actually make it in dunkelgelb. So you can like primer your Wehrmacht 1943 and later vehicles already in one of those colors. I didn't know that. It may not be the dunkelgelb you want, but they made a couple different shades, but all right. And this stuff really goes on great. So these are all going to have the same shield on the back. It's going to be the crest of arms of a German city. And that'll be cool. That'll help tying them all together. Because any way you cut it, yeah, you can use the Petronels and have 4 crossbowmen. No, 3 crossbowmen. Or use crossbowmen in their place. And then you don't have them. Well, I got other crossbowmen to make another regular stand on them. One down. And this stuff is really forgiving. It's almost it behaves like a thinned enamel, but it's actually some kind of polyurethane, supposedly. And it it seems to cover really well in that it goes in every nook and cranny, almost like a nicely thinned down enamel paint, but it is not enamel. It's water cleanup. It is some kind of polyurethane. Like if you look at the ingredients on here, it says primer, acrylic polyurethane primer. It says shake before use, apply in light coats with airbrush at 20 centimeters distance. I don't use airbrush, sorry pal. Very resistant, suitable for brass, plastic, resin, etc. Allow primer to cure 12 hours before beginning masking process. Well, we're not going to mask either. I'm really happy with that stuff. Yeah, I talked myself out of getting an airbrush. I'm not going to get one. You know, I can't airbrush and film, and it forces me to go to the garage, which I don't want to be in right now because where I live, it's freaking hot here. So the garage is almost always too hot to be in there for more than just going to outside and grabbing something and coming back in. It's just way too warm. Okay, there's my four guys primered, and we're gonna call it a night because I am falling asleep. And well, you know, it's after 10:30 here in the eastern United States. So anyhow, hopefully you enjoyed this at some level. This is what we're gonna work on next is these solid crossbowmen here with the pavises on the back there. They're not eight crossbowmen. They're just regular. They're just regular crossbow. What happened? I missed a spot. Yeah, it looks like I missed a spot. Well, we got extra paint here. Let's do that. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will catch you guys next time. And for more painting. See you, folks. Bye.